Meanwhile, in Washington, President Donald Trump says Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney will visit the White House within the next week as he looks to make a trade deal with the United States. Speaking at a cabinet meeting on Wednesday, the president praised Prime Minister Carney and hoped to have a great relationship with Ottawa.
I think we're going to have a great relationship. He called me up yesterday. He said, let's make a deal. He said he couldn't have been nicer, and I congratulated him. It was a very mixed signal because it's almost even, which makes it very complicated for the country. It's a pretty tight race, but he's a very nice gentleman, and he's going to come to the White House very shortly, within the next week or less.
President Trump's remarks come days after the Prime Minister Carney led the Liberal Party to a stunning fourth consecutive victory in the general election. The political newcomer's win was a major comeback for the Liberals, who for months now have languished in the polls due to public dissatisfaction with the former Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. When Carney replaced Trudeau in March, he rode a wave of anti-Trump sentiment. And Prime Minister Carney argued his experience handling economic issues made him the best leader to deal with President Trump's punishing tariffs as well as threats to annex Canada. Now, following his win on Tuesday, the Canadian leader is doubling down on a tough approach to President Trump's tariff war and said Canada will now reduce its reliance on the United States.
America wants our land, our resources, our water, our country. Never. But these are not idle threats. President Trump is trying to break us so that America can own us. That will never ever happen. We are over the shock of the American betrayal, but we should never forget the lessons.
But you're going to take us forward.
We have to look out for ourselves.
While Prime Minister Carney could open negotiations with President Trump, he's also expected to start expanding trade with Europe and other democracies to repair some of the damage caused by the newly imposed U.S. tariffs. And even though President Trump has repeatedly threatened to make Canada the 51st state of America, it's highly unlikely Prime Minister Carney would make any concessions about his country's sovereignty.
Greeting you with aloha and namaste.
I love India.
Presence, occupation of a territory by another country pertains to India, what we saw in Kashmir.
The Prime Minister Modi.
How do you see Trump's America?
Yes, the current administration behaves differently from the previous administration.
Are you saying that there are foreign powers who are trying to bring down the current government in Syria?
Exactly.
Iran, maybe Russia.
Prime Minister Modi committed to South-South, cooperation.
Not over 50%.
Is Ukraine prepared to pay the price for that peace?
No compromises at the cost of territorial integrity and sovereignty.